A diverse art background in illustration and drawing led Michael Birawer to create his quirky signature paintings. Birawer's unique cityscapes capture iconic places in colorful, three-dimensional pieces.
Oftentimes, the scale ends up growing as I'm sort of starting out with this small little sketch or drawing on a napkin. And then it just becomes like, it starts unraveling into something much, much bigger. And that is kind of what has happened with this piece. It sort of got away from me, and then I had to sort of lasso it back in. It's a massive 10-foot 3D painting, which is actually built in 4 sections. So there's a front section right here, and then there's a middle and 2 sides, and they interweave in together, they sort of lock in together. It's interactive in the sense that, you know, people can really see that there's things that would otherwise be hidden, like a UPS truck. I want it to sort of entertain. I want it to, it's not serious. I mean, the world is serious enough that, you know, it's just nice to create art that kind of is fun. I'm recognizing known places in our city, and I'm bringing it to this crazy, whimsical level. I think one of the reasons I paint in a style that I do is I really never could realistically draw. I couldn't make something look like a picture or a photograph. I would try and kind of fail miserably. I come from kind of a background of illustration, cartooning, and caricature. I think it was my junior year of college. I came across a guy that was drawing caricature portraits at the Minnesota Zoo. I kind of asked him what got him into that, and I kind of got into it that way. You know, as an illustration major, it was really nice to be able to apply my major in some way, even if it was just doing just live drawings of people, you know, for a couple dollars here and there. And then one thing led to another, and then canvas started to kind of get a little boring to me, and I kind of wanted to push the boundaries of different work surfaces. You know, the first thing that really I started kind of playing around with was plywood and painting on a plywood surface. It was kind of like I had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue, but you know, I just thought to myself, I kind of would love to see some sort of three-dimensionality to it, and how would I pull this off? If it's maybe a brick building, I'm working on using textures out of what I use is a pastry bag, and I take these gel medium textures and then sort of fill it into the pastry bag and kind of use it to, you know, almost draw on the wood. The texture has kind of the consistency of like a cake frosting, so it's like frosting a cake. It took me a while to kind of learn the control of this stuff as a mind of its own. You know, it was just a lot of evolution of trying different things and pushing the scale element of it, making these paintings bigger and taking them on in something that maybe I hadn't tried before, to the point where I feel kind of uncomfortable about it. And that's for me, that's when good things start to happen. It's really weird for me how popular the art has become. I almost feel a little bit embarrassed by it. It's not something you plan a career to do. I think that people really are drawn to the work because it's the memory of a place that they have a fondness for. You know, something like Mancini's, like people that have this fondness for Mancini's, they see the facade and they see how it's all lit up, and they just make this connection to these memories. I'm looking for something that has this sort of fantastically unique feel about it. You know, I feel really lucky that I am recognized for this. I know there's artists that just, they're pounding the pavement to try to sell a piece of art, and they're doing whatever they can, and there's a lot of talent there. I feel really lucky that it has worked out in a relatively smooth way for me.
To see more of Michael Birawer's paintings and to find out if he's made a portrait of your city, visit michaelbirawer.com.